Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second episode of Sports Sync, the podcast you have to let sink in. I'm your host, Nick. On the call with me is Owen. And Owen, what the hell did we just watch?
Bro, Monday was an event. I spent most of the day playing Lego Fortnite. But in the sports world, Seattle played the Eagles to perfection. And a guy that goes by the name of Drew Lock played a game that he's never played before.
Miss Horsecock Lock himself. Back in action. The Seahawks shocking the world, as we said on our podcast, as I said on the first episode, that this was going to be a 34-6 game. It was not. I was wrong, and I don't know how.
This Eagles team looks so dysfunctional.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, is how scared are you if you're the Philadelphia Eagles?
I'm petrified because they go out and they go at home, lose to the Niners. Okay, that's okay, right? You know, it was a toss-up game. All right, they go to Dallas, they lose to the Cowboys. That's also a toss-up game because they haven't beat Dallas in Dallas since 2017. But then they go, they went to Seattle, right? So they go.
Yeah, that was on the road.
Yeah, they go to Seattle, play a team that's 6-7 on their second quarterback. Like, how?
6-7 on their backup quarterback too. Like that. Yeah. I don't think. I mean, even when Geno gets back, I don't think Drew Lock wins the job. So
that's crazy to think.
That is that's scary if you're the Eagles, because this is what now, a 3-game losing streak. Yep. At one point, this team was 10-1, and we were talking about them as the best team in football. Now they're 10-4, fighting with the Lions for the second seed. Not the situation you want to be in.
They're at this point now where they're not even the best team in their own division because of these 3 straight losses.
Because of the Cowboys too. Yeah.
Yep.
And honestly, I mean, I've heard Eagles fans complain about it. It seems like the thing with the Eagles has been the coaching and the front office moves. Obviously, last season they had both their, I think, the offensive and defensive coordinators poached for head coaching jobs. I know Shane Steichen is over in Indy. And now they have they upgraded Matt Patricia, the old Lions head coach. Gosh. And he's their defensive coordinator now. So it has been rough. It has been a rough go ahead for the Eagles at that coaching spot. But what do you think is changing now, and with the expectations of Philly? Do you see them going back to the Super Bowl, even the NFC Championship game?
I think this team has been figured out by so many other teams so far that it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot harder for them to go back now, since they're 10-4. Before, whenever they were 10-1, we were like, this team's unstoppable. There's no way they're going to lose another game. And here they are, 10-4. This team has been figured out to the bone. And it's gonna be hard for them to even get out the first round, depending on their matchup.
And it's not like they have a difficult ending to their season. They've still got to play the Giants twice, and they have the Cardinals at home. So you can pretty much chalk up 3 more wins for the Eagles. I feel like if the Eagles drop another game, then we start to panic a little bit and go, okay, this team, something's going to be very wrong with them.
Yeah.
But a 13-4 finish especially with Dallas in your division, that could probably not win the division.
And Dallas being one of the, if not the best offense in the whole league, especially in Dallas, that team's going to be almost unstoppable to beat in the playoffs if they play to expectations.
But Dallas, I mean, they got absolutely pounded on Sunday night. So,
well,
that's why I feel like we talked about this in the first episode. Excuse me. The NFC is a 14 race, right? Mm-hmm. The Eagles, yep. Cowboys, Niners, and Lions. That's what we figured out. Because the other teams, I think it's the Buccaneers, the Rams, and I think the Vikings have a playoff spot right now.
Yes.
So, I feel like it's pretty much a 4-team race in the NFC. And if both the Cowboys and the Eagles refuse to make this at all interesting, then I think you're going to see it being a 2-team race in which I pretty much have my NFC championship predictions. I think it's going to be the Niners and the Lions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are you feeling the same way?
I'm feeling the same way. Both teams have both teams have looked like they can play to expectations super well and exceed them. This Lions team is the best Lions team we've seen in a very long time.
I mean, didn't we just watch on Saturday? I feel like Jared Goff threw for 5 touchdowns on a improving Denver Bronco defense. So
and the Broncos have been something. They have turned into a watchable team.
Wilson. Yeah, and that's saying something because they had 70 put on their head earlier this season.
Yeah, I wish we were doing our podcast then because then the entire podcast would be about that game.
How about this from the Seahawks perspective? You know, your season's not dead yet.
No, not at all.
I think it's impossible now for them to win the division. I think the Niners have clinched the division. But their season's not done yet. They can still, in a weaker NFC conference, possibly sneak in.
They're 7-7. They're currently ranked 8th in the NFC. So there is
so they're legitimately, sorry to cut you off. No, they're legitimately one spot out.
Yeah, they can make it. The Rams are the 7th seed right now. They're 7-7. So all they need is either the Rams, the Vikings to lose, and they get that spot if they win.
But they don't control their own destiny.
Nope. The Rams do.
However, they have a pretty easy schedule to finish out the year. They've got the Titans on the road, the Steelers at home, and the Cardinals on the road. So those are 3 winnable games. And if this is going to be a team that we're going to talk about being a playoff team, they're going to need to win out.
They're going to need to play like a playoff team. That's what we need to see from this team. So, if I'm Seattle, best case scenario, and honestly the only case scenario in this time frame is to win out. We need them to be 10.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing you can do in this situation.
Because if they drop a game, you may as well just call it good riddance and go to next year.
Yeah. But, I mean, you think about it. I mean, this has not been an easy season for the Drew Lock's injury, or not Drew Lock, Geno Smith's injury. Kenneth Walker was out for a few games. They've really had to go a little bit deeper into the depth chart than a playoff team.
Yeah.
And it's no 49ers division. So it's that it says I'm glitching. That's not good. Now it says I'm not glitching. Okay.
Are we back?
This is a team that I said was going to lose 34-6 last night.
Yeah.
And they didn't. Drew Lock pulled off an nearly improbable touchdown drive to lead winner to Jackson Smith and Jigba catch. What a play. And then the defense stepping up to stop Jalen Hurts. That toe touch interception. I mean, we were on the phone talking about that
Oh
He
my
barely got that
gosh.
first foot in.
His big toe was the only thing that touched that was the only thing that touched that grass, bro.
That was absolutely insane. Um,
Now the only thing I'm like I was thinking about that. I was like, why did Jalen heave that ball 50 yards down the field when you have a top 3 kicker in the league that has proven time and time again that he can kick 60 plus yarders?
that is a very interesting. I didn't even think about that. That's a very interesting point.
They made it to the 45 with 13 seconds left. They had a timeout.
Driving,
They were
and
driving.
then
If they needed if they got 15 more yards, they could have given it to Jake Elliott, and that game could have gone into overtime.
I feel like you need probably more like 20 in that situation, but
Maybe.
I don't think the conditions. I don't think they were very good conditions either.
It's never good in
Seattle.
Seattle. It's December. You know, Seattle in December. It's like depression season over there.
Seattle anytime. I hate what I see on the Browns schedule. We got to go to Seattle. I'm like, okay, that's a loss. There you go. Move on. Next game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's hard to win in Seattle.
It is
Always has
very
been.
hard. But Owen, do you know what it is not hard to do?
What's it not hard to do, Nick?
Win free money.
Oh my gosh! You're
Literally,
right. You are so right.
We here on the Sports Sync podcast believe that everyone, needs free money. And I've got some bad news for you, Owen.
What? Tell me.
Last episode, we lost.
Man. It's not our
people
fault,
money.
though. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Seahawks' fault.
It's
blame the
fault.
Seahawks.
They
folks,
played ahead of expectations, man.
We here on Sports Sync believe in free money. And the best way to get that free money is to listen to me and Owen. And we're going to give y'all the most disgusting parlay you've ever seen that is just guaranteed to hit. And if not, then I don't know.
And we got another one Thursday, so don't worry about it.
Let's pull this one up right here. We got some basketball this week to talk about instead. Their underdog is giving us this little combo breaker where we see that Jason Tatum needs a double-double, DeAndre Ayton needs a double-double, and Giannis can't have higher than 50 points, rebounds, and assists. Do you take that combo, Owen?
I would take that combo. Jason Tatum he's come in. He has been the main guy on this Celtics team, and he's looked like an MVP caliber player for this team. He's a big body guy, so he easily can get rebounds. And he just shoots the ball with perfection. So yeah, I'm taking that with Tatum. Aiden, he's just a double-double machine. Basically gets them all the time. And that Portland team kind of needs to lean on him more because of that team and that situation that they're in with Scoot Henderson not playing to what they want him to play to. And then Giannis, that might be a harder one. I might take it because he might, take a step back after dropping 64 on Indy.
But he's playing the Spurs. This is Giannis versus Wemby tonight.
So basically, Wemby needs to have about 5 blocks for this thing to not happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this one comes true. I think we have to move on.
Okay, all right.
We've got some basketball here. We got the Grizzlies and the Pelicans. That ought to be a great game tonight.
Ja Morant return game, right?
Yeah, this is Ja Morant's first game. You see, he's got the. Do you think he's gonna have 25 his first game?
Yeah. Open it up with 25.
You think that's a safe bet?
I think it's a pretty safe bet.
Or do you take this 38.5?
No. I think it'll be.
You take this 38.5, or you take the 25?
I think the 25. I would say it's 25. Excuse me. I think the 25 is a safer bet, just because of the fact that I mean, you haven't seen him all year. No team has seen him all year. No one's seen him. No one can scout for him yet. So he's gonna be. You're just gonna have to bank on him playing like he played last year, and I don't think that'll be the case.
I think he comes out and makes a statement. It's the NBA that the storyline's going to matter a lot.
Yep.
Let's scroll on down here. With I see Desmond Bane 23.5 points. I don't hate that.
I don't either, but with Ja, he's definitely gonna take a step back now since Ja's back in the role. He's not gonna, chuck up as much balls as he has been chucking up for this team.
This feels like, I don't know. This could be a game where John Morant's a little rusty because again he hasn't played, which is why I'm a little sensitive on Ja.
Well, we've seen players come back from time like this and just come back in general from big injuries, and we think they're rusty and everything, and they can't hang like they used to. But then they come out and score 50 that same night.
Yeah. So let's scroll on down to the Pelicans. We got Mr. Zion Williamson. Does he get a double-double?
I think Zion is double-double.
And look at that. Look at that. You see that? That is 2.25 times your money.
Oh,
It's a scorcher. Oh my goodness. We are literally giving you guys free money here. You see how much money that is?
that's a lot of money.
Golly.
That's a lot of money.
What about Brandon Ingram? You see anything you like on BI?
No, I do see something I like with CJ though. Assists.
Okay. 5.5.
5.5. He's gonna have more. He is a passing machine when it comes for this Pelicans team.
And look at that. Underdog's already saying, look, you're taking our money, man. But no, we're going to keep. We got to get you guys 5 picks. Let's scroll on down. Let's move on to this San Antonio and Milwaukee game. Keldon Johnson double-double?
No. No. No double-double for Keldon Johnson tonight. It'll be a hard night though.
Anything you see?
Spurs-wise?
Anything you see on?
No. Spurs-wise, no.
Where's Mr. Wembanyama? Is he not playing tonight?
He should be. I don't know why.
Is Victor hurt?
Oh God, let me check.
Wemby won't face Giannis due to ankle.
Wow.
No, Mr. Wemby. He's afraid of the Greek Freak.
Yep. So they're definitely losing.
So take the higher on Giannis.
Yeah, I take the higher on Giannis.
33.5. I feel like this is a safer bet. He's gonna be.
They have nobody down there. They have nobody down there to stop him. Zach Collins, Zach Collins does not stop.
Hey man, do not disrespect Zach Collins.
Okay, I'm sorry, my fault. But the
only reason I say that is because Friday night on national television, Zach Collins put Braun in the spin cycle, had Braun on the floor, and it was just like, dang, man. And the Lakers lost to the Spurs. That's tough. What about Chris Middleton? 15.5 points?
Nah. The only person I bet for the Bucks is Giannis.
All right. We still got one more pick to go. Jason Tatum. Does he have a double-double?
Yes. Jason Tatum will have a double-double.
It's a pretty safe bet, or would you see something down here with Jaylen Brown?
So they play the Warriors, right?
Yeah.
This Celtics team has been amazing. They're 20-5. They're facing a Warriors team that just had Curry have one of his worst games ever.
Which, by the way, before we jump off of anything, let's talk about that, because for the first time in 200 and plus games, Stephen Curry missed a game where he didn't hit a 3-pointer.
And it's sad to see. It's sad to see, man, because
is Curry finally washed? Is this the end of the Warriors?
He's going to score 40 this game. Watch. No, I hope it is the end of the Warriors too. I'm tired of seeing them be good, but Yeah.
Tell you who I like instead is Kristaps Porzingis double-double.
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
I like that a lot better. All right, so as you can see, I have $56. I'm going to keep my money because I'm not here to win free money. I'm here to give you free money.
Yeah, we don't want to take
But like
away
you
y'all's
see,
money.
like if you put, let's say, $5 on this game, you see how much money? You see how much money
Dang.
you'd be? $450. And all you have to do is listen to us. And look, do you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to be so kind to y'all and give you guys the parlay on our little ticker down there. Because again, we love to give you guys free money.
It's free, guys. It's free money.
You just have to listen to us.
Whew.
Hello?
Hello.
Earth to
Yeah, sorry.
Earth to Restream.
Restream is gone.
Uh-oh.
No, we're here. It's fine.
Well,
#1 sports podcast in the world, you know.
do we want to start talking about our top 10 since that's what we're mainly here for?
Yeah, I say we do it. I said you want to start first?
I have some honorable mentions.
Okay.
I have 3 honorable mentions this week.
Okay.
I've got the Buccaneers, the Texans, and the Colts right outside my top 10.
Okay.
These are good teams. I feel like these are 3 teams that are kind of in a similar spot where, like, I didn't expect them to be here, but they are here, and only one of them could have had the top 10 spot, and I gave it to none of them, and you'll see my reason why much later.
Okay.
But yeah, what about you?
Honorable mentions for me, it would be probably same teams. Texans, who else is in this range? Seattle, I'll put in the honorable mention spot. And I'll also give the honorable mention spot to the Rams because these are 3 teams that have battled back from adversity the whole season, all season long. And they have bounced back, and they are now either at 500 or winning records, which is very hard to do. So with that being said, we should hop right in to our top 10.
Back.
Welcome back.
Am I back?
I think you're back.
Hello?
Hello. Oh, God. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties here. They just don't want us having the best podcast in the world. Alrighty. Let me see. He is gone, guys. He is not here. This is my show now. So, with my top 10, it is definitely going to be a toss-up between a few teams. The number 10 spot. Is he back? Are you back?
My camera is.
He's not back. Oh, God. I'm back.
All right. Am I back? I can hear myself through. Okay, my camera's shot, but we're gonna roll with it. So, Owen, who do you have at number 10?
Number 10, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a bit of a throw out here. I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Okay.
This team has, I mean, obviously they had 70 dropped in their head, but they are one of the best teams at controlling the game and keeping the game within winning distance no matter what. We saw this whenever they played the Chiefs. We saw this whenever they played. We saw this whenever they played freaking the Texans, even though they lost that game. That game was super close. We saw this game against the Vikings too. They won that game and they beat the Bills as well. So this is a team that can definitely get it done in the playoffs against playoff teams. Russell Wilson has bounced back from last year and has played a lot better than he has in recent weeks and also since last year, because last year was a rough year for the Broncos.
All right, cool. I did not have the Broncos anywhere on this list.
I thought so.
At number 10, I've got a team that I know you don't have on this list. I've got the Las Vegas Raiders.
Wow. Okay.
And I said this earlier in the year. I said anytime a team scores 50 and above is a top 10 team that we saw. Mm-hmm. And I know this Raider team, they will not be on this list next week. They probably won't be back anywhere. But, I mean, we have to seriously give them the praise that they deserve because they put up 63 points on a team whose head coach was defensive oriented. I know people in the comments are talking about firing Joe Barry, but you want to talk about a bad defense? Talk about Brandon Staley. That was absolutely awful. Props to the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell getting the job done. And I feel like because my honorable mentions, they were all so close. I had to give the Raiders. This felt like a perfect opportunity to say, "Hey, congratulations, Vegas." So I've got Vegas in my top 10.
Okay, yeah. That was a shocker. We're gonna go. Who do we go with? I said my honorable mentions were Texans, Seattle. Okay, so with my number 9, I think I'm gonna go. Let me see who do I want to go with for number 9, because this is a big one. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. The Bills started off this year really mediocre. The fact that Josh Allen is pick prone and is interception prone finally caught up to them, everybody thought. But I mean, they bounced back. I mean, they beat the Chiefs. And they still have a chance to win this division, surprisingly. They also beat the Cowboys. Like, this is a good team. And this is still a Super Bowl worthy team. All right, Nick, what is your number 9?
Hello? Are we still on technical difficulties?
Hello.
Oh, wait a minute. There we go.
go.
There we go. We got our picks on the ticker.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, now we're cooking. All right. At number 9, I've got the Los Angeles Rams. This is a good Rams team. They're getting hot at the right time. I don't think there's a team in the league, with the exception of the San Francisco 49ers, that would want to see them right now. I almost said Jared Goff. Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, healthy, has been phenomenal. this season and throughout. He looked good last week. They got a big time win against the Commanders, and rightfully so. I just feel like this is they're getting hot at the right time, and because of that, it's a team I don't think anyone wants to see, and so therefore I've got them at number 9.
That makes sense. My number 8 team is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
This is a team that has dropped have dropped 3 games out of their last 5 games. And they have not looked good defensively at all. This team is really relying on their offense to basically play a shootout game. And it hasn't worked in their favor. I mean, they're on a 3-game losing streak right now. Right, if I got that right. Yeah, they are. And this team just hasn't looked good defensively at all this year, and it needs to step up. Otherwise, the Colts will take their top spot, or even the Texans will take their top spot, because this spot is not safe at all. With all these teams so close, one miss or one loss can honestly just kick them out of the playoffs. Nick's gone again. How are we doing today, guys? We doing good? Already see some NFL games later this week. We got some good ones. On the NBA today, we got the Suns and Blazers. So that should definitely be an interesting one. Looks like everybody's active for both sides except for Shane Sharp. He might be hurt. If you go into hockey, I don't know if any of you guys are into hockey. Got the Vegas Golden Knights facing the Hurricanes. I'm a Golden Knights fan, So I'm really hoping the Knights win that game. We should win that game. We're the better team. Best team in the league. We have a rematch between the Maple Leafs and the Rangers, where the Maple Leafs blew them out 7-3 last time they played, with Austin Matthews having a game. So they can definitely hope that doesn't happen again. Yeah, Matthews had, what do you have? Yeah, he had 2 goals and 2 assists with 3 shots. So they definitely don't want that to happen again.
Hello? Am I back?
Yeah, I'm guessing
Are
you're
we
back.
We're back.
I think so.
All right. Stop talking about hockey. No one cares about hockey.
Sorry, I was just talking.
I'm kidding. You said number 8. You had the Jaguars at 8.
Mm-hmm.
At number 8, I've got the Dallas Cowboys.
Whoa.
Last week I had the Cowboys at 2. But they the where we are. In typical and now the expectations are once again.
There we go. You're back.
Okay, I don't know but the Cowboys, they got killed. They once again proved that they're probably for, and it's kind of scary for them. But I would still be concerned if I'm a Cowboy fan.
I would be too, honestly. I didn't have them that low. A team that I will put down here will be, we'll go with the Bengals. Bengals at 7. This is a team that has had their starting quarterback, all pro quarterback Joe Burrow, get hurt, injured. Had a guy by the name of Jake Browning come in and basically play better, if not, or play the same, if not better, than Joe Burrow has this season. So for that, and for the way they've been able to adjust into another quarterback so easily, they're at 7 for me.
And Jake Browning looked very good on Saturday against the Vikings.
Very good. Very good. It's scary how good he looked.
I did not have the Bengals on this list. I don't have them, but at number 7, I've got the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
That 3 game essentially put it in my mind. And the way that I do my top is I think about the teams ahead of them. And right now, if we were going head to head, who do I think could win a game, could beat the Philadelphia Eagles? And right now, I think every team with Butler could beat the Eagles. The Eagles, they are losing momentum and losing momentum fast. Jalen Hurts has looked impressive, but outside of that, it's been struggling. It feels like it's the Jalen Hurts has to do everything, and the rest of this Eagles team has not been able to help him. The defense just let up Drew Lock game touchdown drive. So, I'm very it's in similar fashion. I almost had the Cowboys off of this list, but because the Eagles lost, I kept the Cowboys on the list. That's how how bad the Eagles scare me, because both of those teams right now terrify me.
Yeah, that'll lead into my next one. Oh no, bro's gone again. Hello? Hello?
Are we back? Hello?
Yeah, okay, we're back. Jeez. I don't know what's going on. This thing's not liking us today with the podcast, guys. I'm sorry.
The
For
podcast
my
world
what
is
is it?
mad. Number 6.
Number 6. I'm gonna throw the Eagles here. Eagles are under my number 6. This team did not look good. Has not looked good for the past 3 weeks. And even then, you could say this team is very comparable to the Minnesota Vikings of last year, where they win one-score games, and their record only looks good because they win those one-score games. That team lost to the Giants last year. Remember that? In the playoffs, in their own stadium, they lost to the Giants.
And I think if I remember correctly,
them
they had an awful plus minus too. Like they had the worst
terrible
plus minus
It was
at their record.
Yep. This Eagles team. Like, you got to think about this. This Eagles team is the same Eagles team that only beat the Commanders by 7. This team is, and they went to overtime with the Commanders as well.
It's had against the Commanders. The Commanders just might have their kryptonite. In the same
Maybe,
time,
but also you got to think about it. If you're a 10-4 team, yeah, it is true. It's the NFL, so. But yeah, they were my 6. This team has not looked good. They don't deserve to be in the top 5.
All right, number 6, I've got the.
Wow. Okay.
The Chiefs looked all right against New England. New England was hanging in there far too much, I think, for Pat's comfort. Kadarius Toney dropped yet another pass.
What do you know? News breaking.
It's like a weekly occurrence at this point.
Yeah, it is.
But I feel like they're rebounding fine. I feel like they're in control. The rest, both the Broncos and the Chargers lost this week, so they should be just fine. I'm not too worried about them yet, but again, I feel like if you're talking head to head, I feel like there are 4 teams better than them. So, or 5 teams, excuse me, better than them. So that's why I've got them here at number 6. Owen, who do you have at number 5?
I will go with the Kansas City Chiefs at number 5. And this is a team that hasn't looked the best this year, hasn't looked like their past selves whatsoever. They scored low scoring. They've had low scoring games, but they've won. And because they've won, and because they have somewhat better wins than the Eagles, I put them just ahead of them.
They have been looking better than the Eagles a few weeks.
Yep.
Number 5 might call me biased. You might say that my list is fraudulent because I'm biased. You might throw my list out the window now. But at number 5, I've got the cardiac Cleveland Browns. These people don't quit. If you would have told me as a Browns fan that I'd be sitting here through 15 weeks of football, 9-5, I would believe you. But if you would have told me that at 9-5, I would not have my starting quarterback, my all-pro best running back in the league, 5 of my offensive linemen, 3 of my defensive linemen, and are still winning these games, and starting quarterback Joe Flacco, I would be in disbelief. But the Browns are here, and they're winning these tough games. Last week, they came back down 10 to beat Bears this week. They become the most win in the NFL when their percentage of winning at one point is less than 15%. They have the most by any other team.
That's a crazy stat.
Any other team in the league. This team has proven they can win games, and for that reason, I've got the Browns in my top 5.
For my number 4, it will be the Cleveland Browns. This team has the best defense in the league. It's almost not even a question at this point anymore. They can stop other offenses, and they can do it really well. Joe Flacco, he's come back. He's looking like Ravens Joe Flacco a little bit. And it's a sight to see, and you just love to see it. So with that being said, the Browns are my number 4.
My number 4, I've got the Detroit Lions. This Lions team, I started to lose hope with them. They lost to the Bears the week prior, lost to the Packers on Thanksgiving. They struggled with the Saints. They struggled with the Bears before, and they turned it around on Saturday, backs against the wall, against a Denver team who was gaining momentum. Absolute piss out of them. It was tough to see. Yeah. I know there are fans on the stream who are diehard Packer fans, and to them, I apologize. But this is a very good Detroit Lions team. They refuse to go away. I feel like now they're starting to play their best brand of football, and as long as they continue that for these last 3 games, I feel like they're going to have a very good chance at the NFC, and they could cause some teams like the Eagles and the Cowboys some very bitter weekends in January.
Jared Goff, 5 touchdown passes. Are you kidding me? We thought Jared Goff wasn't the answer in LA. We thought Jared Goff got carried by his defense and everything, you know? But to see him playing at this level, yeah. Instead, it helped his career. Like he's a better quarterback now than he was in the Rams. Anyways, with that being said, my number 3, the bronze medal will go to the Detroit Lions. This team has looked incredible this year, and they're just so fun to watch. Like They put up high numbers. They execute well. Their offense is amazing. They're just fun to watch.
Oh, and I'm going to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Did you forget about the Miami Dolphins?
Maybe, but to justify that, they have no wins against teams over 500.
Owen, they just won 30-0 on Sunday.
They play the Jets.
Yeah, but the Jets
Yeah,
beat the
maybe.
Bills.
I think I forgot about the Dolphins. If I were to throw them in here, I would throw them in at like 6, though.
Wow.
If I were to throw
Okay.
them in, yeah.
Because my number 3 is the Miami Dolphins. And I have them here at number 3. He has the beat the Baltimore Ravens. That's the only reason he is. I have him at number 3. It's a good Dolphins team though. Tua has been playing phenomenally this year. That without Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle stepping up big time. The run game. I mean, they just absolutely killed New York. It was an ugly, ugly sight. And I feel like, as much as they haven't beat all these good teams. They haven't. They're still a very good team, and I feel like they're still going. Excuse me, come the playoffs. So I've got them here at number 3.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. My number 2, silver medal, will go to the Baltimore Ravens. This is a team that has looked really good defensively, offensively, pretty much everywhere on the ball. Lamar Jackson's playing pretty well. And they finally have receivers. And this is all we needed Baltimore to do, was get receivers, and they'd be a top team in the league. We've said this for years. He just needs receivers, and he's fine. And look what's happening now. He's fine with receivers.
Lamar Jackson has been phenomenal this season. I hate to say it, but he has been scary good. I feel like he's close to being the first quarterback in NFL history to have 3,700 passing yards and 900 rushing yards in the same season.
That's crazy. And all this
at
time
number
we thought he was a
2
running back. Jeez.
At number 2, I've got the Baltimore Ravens. They're scary. I hope Keaton Mitchell's okay. East Carolina Pirate. As you guys know, I'm from the East Carolina region. Sucks to see him get hurt. They lost J.K. Dobbins earlier in the year. But they've still been able to perform at that high level. They've still been a very good team. They're a scary team. I don't think there's many teams in the league right now that's saying we want to play Baltimore, because they love to do this. They love to take these teams that are sniffing the top 10 and then kick the pants off of them. Last week they had a gritty win against Jacksonville. They played better football. They outcoached them. They outplayed them, and they made the Jaguars look like a fraud. So this is a very good Ravens team, and I've got them at number 2 as well. And I think we both know the best team in football. Congratulations, Owen Greeley. I've got the San Francisco 49ers.
49ers at number 1.
Yeah.
They've been the best football team all year round. Everybody tried to say that because of those 3 straight losses that, oh no, this team is overrated. Oh no, Brock Purdy is not good. Oh no, he throws only checkdowns. Watch the Cardinals game. Watch that game, and then come back to this podcast and then type what you want to say. Because Brock Purdy in that game looked absolutely amazing.
I think Brock Purdy just solidified his case for the most valuable player.
Brock Purdy's going to win MVP, and there's nothing you guys can do about it.
It should be Christian McCaffrey, his teammate, but
okay, yeah, but it's a quarterback award. We both know this. So
yeah. All right, so that's our top 10. A little bit. I like the NFL right now. We know who like the 5-ish best teams are, and then 6 through 10, you could kind of throw out like 10 different teams, and people would be like,
It's like
okay, I know what you're
it's
talking
like
about.
it's like a toss up. It's just a toss up between them because it's so tightly contested this year. There's a good amount of teams that are 500 and above, and they can easily not make the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's because of how strong the AFC has been.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're going to quickly, before we head off this stream, we're going to switch topics a little bit. And we're actually going to revisit some basketball.
Ooh.
If you guys did not know, to start this season, Wingstop, the fast food wing place, has partnered with the Detroit Pistons. And anytime the Detroit win a basketball game, you can go into the little code Pistons as long as area, and they give you 5 free wings. Now, the problem with that is actually what we're talking about today. Time the Detroit won a basketball game going on at the time the Texas Rangers were playing World Series.
Yeah, this is you can't have this as a team. They don't play their next game until Thursday. And they play the Jazz. So this isn't a bad team.
This is a team that has lost 21. I think it's 21. It might be 22 now. 21 or 2 games in a row. The sheer amount of left to do. I think the longest losing streak is 26 games in a row. If I'm correct. It's out of 26.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
And they are very close to that. And the question I now have is, when do they win their next game?
Oh God.
Because their schedule is not easy. Well, they don't play another bad team until January. I want to count the Rockets as a bad team.
Okay, whoa. Hold on, man.
But the
Sorry,
Rockets are 13 and 11, so maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. They play January. They play against the Charlotte Hornets. Do they win a game?
No, they don't. This team is going to lose 40 straight games.
40.
Before they win. Yeah, can you imagine the locker room, the morale in this locker room after every single loss?
Who do you blame that on? How do you because last night when they played, Cade Cunningham had a career high. He had 43 points. They still can't win.
We don't blame Cade.
When their star player, the guy that they took number 1 overall, cannot do enough to win them a game.
Is it coaching? Is it coaching?
Chauncey Billups has been, probably. At some point, you're going to have to fire Chauncey Billups because you've lost 20 games in a row.
This is remarkable. They're setting records, but the records you don't want to set.
They are genuinely... The last time they won a game, the World Series was playing.
World Series 2 months ago.
Completed no win in November.
Yep.
And they are a few games away from completing defeated December.
Wow.
5 games away. They've got the Jazz, the Nets twice, the Celtics and the Raptors. Do they go full calendar months without winning a basketball game?
Yes, they do. The only game I see them winning is the Jazz game. And even then, you need K to put up another career high for that to be a win.
We will be podcasting right after that Pistons and Jazz games. So don't worry.
Yeah. Yes, we will.
All about that game. Because I mean, now the Pistons, they are projected. They have a 51% chance, according to ESPN Analytics, to win this game.
No, they don't. This team is not winning until maybe middle January, if best. And if they beat the Jazz, I know. And if they beat the Jazz, we're celebrating. All right.
We'll have a big Pistons party.
Yeah, Sports Sync Pistons party will happen if the Pistons win against the Jazz.
We will get what's that guy's name? The YouTuber that's a big Pistons fan. Oh, I wish I knew his name. We'll get Motown Noah. We'll get all kinds of Pistons fans on the show.
Yeah, definitely, totally. So make sure you stay tuned for that show.
If they win. If not, then we'll
win.
continue to laugh at them.
And then we'll laugh at the fact that they haven't won for 30 straight games. Good heavens.
This is not a bad team, though. They're not. They have guys like Cade Cunningham. He's averaging 22 this season and 7 assists. That's not bad numbers at all. That's all-star numbers.
Yeah.
Soar Thompson, their rookie, is leading the team in rebounding. He's averaging 10 and 8. Not much else you could ask from him. He's been very good this season. Killian Hayes. He's been Killian Hayes. Like and putting up these numbers that you can't be mad at. They just lose.
It is one of these cases where you can just say it's unfortunate, and honestly, they're just unlucky at this point. Because it's not like they're a horrendous team and need to tank for a first overall pick, which if they were going to tank, they should have tanked last year. And they should have. Well, they didn't actually.
They were tanking last year. They were genuinely terrible last year.
Yeah.
They were so much worse than the Spurs were. So, I truly don't know.
How would you fix this Pistons team?
I saw something on the Detroit Pistons Reddit page, the official Reddit, where a fan asked, "Is it worth killing 5 of their players to trigger an emergency draft?" That's how bad Pistons. That's how bad Pistons fans.
Which 5 players would you kill in the Pistons, if that's the case? Then.
Killian Hayes. Who knew this was going to be our second ever episode topic? Which 5 Pistons players?
You brought it up, okay, man, not me.
Hazalon, I don't know who that is, but bro, oh god, will their suffering ever end?
No. Our grandkids will witness the Pistons win a championship, not us.
If my grandkids witness that, then I'll be happy for them, I guess. I don't know. It's so frustrating.
I agree it is. And it's honestly, I cannot imagine ever being a Pistons fan.
All right. Before we go, we have a special request. And that special request is that we talk about the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh, okay.
And you're thinking, why would we talk about the Green Bay Packers? Why would we ever talk about the Green Bay Packers? And I'm thinking the same thing, but here we are.
Okay, we're here.
Packers, they lost to Baker Mayfield, is a top 5 quarterback of all time. This team, defense has been absolutely awful. Joe Barry has been terrible throughout the entire. And I don't know why he has a job still.
Wow. I love how somebody requested this, and you're just out here crapping on their team.
Well, he asked me to. He asked me, said specifically, to crap on the Packers because Joe Barry sucks.
You know who doesn't suck for the Packers team though? Jordan Love. Jordan Love does not suck.
Jordan Love is phenomenal. He's been consistent this year. Unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers have yet another Hall of Famer quarterback.
How did this happen?
And
again,
phenomenal GM management. I guess.
Does this mean that Sean Clifford, their backup quarterback, will be a Hall of Famer once Jordan Love leaves his team?
No, it just means that Jets fans in 2048, Jordan Love will be a Packer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, 28.
The Jets always end up getting the leftover quarterbacks from the Packers anyways.
Yeah, and hopefully he doesn't tear his Achilles for you guys in the future. But that's what you have to look forward to.
This is a team. Wow. Yeah.
Well, your topics. I guess that'll be it for episode.
Unfortunately,
I think we're gonna talk about the Pistons because they will have lost, or potentially have won. If they won, then we're gonna throw a party for the Pistons.
Party for the Pistons. That'll be the title if they win.
Yeah, Pistons party.
Pistons party.
If they don't win, I think we're gonna go over our predictions for the Week 16 NFL games.
And then we will
give you guys some more parlay picks.
Oh, free money.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please take our free money. I'm Nick. That's Owen. Thank you for putting up with our technical difficulties. We'll try and be better next episode. We're getting better.
We're sorry, guys.
We're going to get better every single episode. Until the next time, let our